That's when people could sing. So that's my goal. I've gotten to the point where I listen to vocalists, and if they're trying too hard, it bugs me. And if they're straining their voice, it bugs me. And if the music has too many, I don't know, a hard edge to it, it's like, I want music to relax me and take me to a place where things are easy breezy, some mythical golden age where people dressed up to get on an airplane. Of course, that was real, but a place where people are confident, doing their best, not groveling in their emotions, like they do in later decades. All right, let's see what else we got. And another second of somebody who can sing. Okay, let's see what else. No, just the sound itself is annoying and harsh and raspy. I have an Alison Krauss CD, and it was skipping in such a way where you were just hearing random notes, random seconds of music, couldn't even hear the words really, and just the sound of her voice, it's clear as like a pipe organ or something, and that's what I'm going for, even though the style of music people would say isn't anything like the one I'm discussing, but just the sound, just the individual note. Well, I don't know what they're talking about, but they seem to be having fun. So there's a good example. Belinda Carlisle's voice is high, which I like. I like high women's voices. Barbra Streisand, Dolly Parton, Sandy Patty, Alison Krauss. High female voice, Diana Ross. I love it if they can stay in tune. Barbara goes out of tune on purpose, which is wonderful sometimes, but some of them, I don't want to say any of the names, but some of them who sound a lot like the ones I mentioned, but they're just out of tune. No. But that's Belinda Carlisle. I've seen her live, and I've seen her with the Go-Go's. She had a career with the Go-Go's, and then she had a career by herself, and then they've combined the two and done all of their hits together. I wonder how much she's getting paid compared to how much they're getting paid. The front girl, one could assume would get more if they're in a group, but she had a solo career and they're doing her solo hits too, so how does that work out? Anyway, so her voice is nice, she went a little out of tune there, but it's probably trying to be cute. And then underneath it, you've got that 80s beat, which isn't too harsh for me. It's a little harsher than the 60s and 50s people who are not doing rock. It's a little harsher than that, but it's just right. It's right on the sweet spot. So when I saw Belinda Carlisle and the Go-Go's at Epcot, I've seen a lot of groups at Epcot, and it's a great place to see a group because they do a very short set. So instead of realizing if they can do an hour-long show or a 2-hour-long show or fill a stadium or do something like that with lasers or something, it's just 5 or 6 songs that you already know and a little chit chat, and and they did a really good job. I didn't see any distinction between when she was with the group and when she was by herself. Just a nice set of songs. But they mentioned somewhere that they're the only female group that didn't get its start from a man. And I have to research that because I'm thinking, obviously we've got the Supremes, the top female group of all time, 12 number one hits. Nobody's done anything like that. And Diana Ross, when did she start making more money than the other two? Did she? Probably. I don't know. Good thing to research. But obviously they were put together by Berry Gordy, who put together all of Motown. He discovered some acts too, but he formed acts. They were singing together before they came to Motown, but nothing like where he brought them. So the Go-Go's were saying that they're the only female group that did not have a man behind them to start them. And it was an interesting story. I'd like to hear it again, where they just were sitting around and thinking, hey, maybe we can do that, and they did that. And then apparently Belinda went off on her own and was very successful too. So good for them. I never thought about the Go-Go's and the Supremes in the same sentence before, but it's interesting. If we divide people into men and women and boy bands and girl groups, then there are obviously some similarities there. So that's a nice song. Research the Go-Go's. Research the difference between Dreamgirls and the Supremes. Yesterday on Facebook, in a Diana Ross group on Facebook, not an official one, just one of her fans, some gentleman was pontificating that the movie Dreamgirls and the musical Dreamgirls, the Broadway show Dreamgirls, just took the Supreme story, twisted the heck out of it, and made money off of those poor innocent girls who are nothing like they're portrayed. And I'm thinking, well, if they change the story enough, then they don't have to give them any royalties. But if they didn't change the story enough, then they do have to give them royalties. So that's the rub, Dreamgirls is dramatic, and it's not real life. But the Supremes had a trajectory and a run and a narrative that was real life, and much less dramatic, even though Florence died. But see, that's the thing. In life, everybody dies. In a movie, if they die, it's sad. And if it ends before they die, it's happy. So that's the difference between a story and life. So Belinda and the Go-Go's presumably are still touring, since I saw them kind of recently. Diana just put out her new album. Mary has joined Florence, and they've released some of Mary's stuff. And that's it. So have a great day. This is 2022. We're just barely into the year, so I'm not used to saying 2022. And Happy New Year.